A fellow photographer asked me earlier this week, after he'd seen my cloud inversion and sunrise film, he asked, how do you cope with going back photographing your own backyard after you've witnessed those conditions? And it's a fair question. I didn't have a really good answer for him at that time, but I've been thinking about that the last couple of days, and I think I found what works for me. And that is kind of to do the complete opposite for a while. These last couple of days I've been busy composing music for a theatre play, and although that is very fun, it's nice to mix it up once in a while. So today when I got up and I saw it was beautiful blue sky, I decided I would take the day off and do some photography instead. And back home in my office I have a map of the island where I live, and on that map I mark each place where I've been with a red tape. So I scanned the map and I found a bay where I haven't been yet. So I decided to take the car, drive there and explore a bit. The landscape right here in this bay, it doesn't look like a bay where I'm standing now, but it is a bay. But the landscape around here, it's almost Scottish in a way. You got these pointy rocks sticking up, and it's a beautiful kind of withered yellow tone of it all, and I really like it. And that was the first thing that caught my eye. The second thing that caught my eye was these lovely trees that are growing out from the mountains. And I picked out one and I set up the camera, and now I'm gonna take my first image of the day. I've spent a good amount of time working this composition now, asking myself the usual questions I ask myself when composing an image. And those questions are, what do I like about this image and what can I do to enhance that? And the thing I like about this image is, of course, the tree. That was what drew my eyes to it in the first place. And I love the tones of the tree against the rock. So I've excluded everything else, and I just have some tufts of grass and rocks and the tree straight in, nothing else. No blue sky, no nothing. Oh, look at this. That's nice. Birds always distract me when I'm filming for some reason. I don't know why, but it's a nice distraction. Anyway, where were I? Yes, I've chosen a 4:3 crop. I focused directly on the tree because that is, of course, my main subject. So I'm gonna take this image and then we're gonna see what else we can find. Really nice. The cloud inversion and the sunrise was maybe the best conditions I've been part of. It was the perfect storm. It couldn't have been any better. And going out the day after trying to climb a mountain to get the same sensation, it doesn't work like that. So I try to do almost the opposite for a while. Instead of going to the mountains, I'm going to the sea. Instead of the grand vistas and the sunset or the sunrise, I go for midday or overcast, forests, everything that's not the same conditions or have the chance to be the same conditions. Because if I got up really early tomorrow and I went up the same mountain or another mountain and those conditions didn't happen, I would be much more disappointed, I think, if I hadn't kind of reset my brain. Because it's hard going back to photographing small things after the beauty has unveiled itself. But that's what I'm doing right now. I found a beautiful bush against the rocks, and there's a little twig almost in the ocean, in the bay, and that twig almost kind of reflects the color of the wood from the bush, and I love the vibrant green color of it. I've composed the image in vertical mode yet again, and I focused on the bush, and I've almost excluded everything else. Just the bush, the brown grass and the line of the bay with a twig, and it's a nice composition. So I'm shooting at f11 250th of a second with a 2-second shutter delay on. There you go. I've been trying to photograph those hills all day. I tried almost everywhere I went, but I just couldn't do it. And I was on my way back to the car and I thought I'd give it one last chance. And I put on my 100 to 300mm lens. And this is the closest I've been. In the middle of my frame now, I'm gonna zoom in, there are those rocks right in the middle now. I really like those rocks and I love the hills, the lines in the hills. So that's what I want in the image. I don't like the forest, I don't like the trees, and I don't like the ocean, and I definitely don't like that pier. So I'm trying to exclude all that and just go for the rocks and the hill in the background. And one of the biggest compliments I get, which nobody knows is a compliment, is when I photograph on this island and people ask me, oh, where did you photograph that image? And I say, it was in your own backyard. That's fun, that's always fun. I enjoy that. So this is one of those images, I think. It doesn't look like it's local, not at all. But something is missing and I know what that is. And that is me, to be honest. Never thought I'd say it, but I'm gonna do a selfie. I'm gonna put myself in my own image. I'm gonna run like a madman over to the other side. And I'm gonna stand on that ridge there. That way, I think I can give it a really nice perspective. Also, Chris might enjoy it. So this one's for you, Chris. If you don't know Chris, you should go over to his channel, by the way. He runs a pretty decent YouTube channel, so go check him out. I'll try to put something up here. I can never remember which side it's on, either here or there, I don't know. Alright, so I'm gonna start the camera now and I'm gonna run like a madman. But before I do that, I'm gonna say thank you for watching and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate every single comment. Och ha det bra, take care of each other. I'll see you in about a week. Hope you enjoyed this film. You know what, when I ran to the other side and I forgot to start the camera to capture while I was running, so now I have to run one more time.